guys, it's Bunny Girl and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk with you or discuss Luke Cage. I want to share my thoughts about the series. It's actually a Netflix Marvel TV series about superhero Luke Cage. If you want to go into details and know more about it, you can check it on Wikipedia, you can check it on IMDb or anywhere else. For now, I just want to share my thoughts, what I think, what Bunny Girls thinks about it. Now, if you didn't know, I do reactions from time to time to trailer for movies and series, and I did actually react to Marvel's Luke Cage series. And the thing about the trailer, they actually did give me a thought or two about how the series or the tone of the series, which actually was totally different from the actual series. Now, before you come with any conclusions, I have to say, first and foremost, I do recommend the series. If you are a fan of Marvel or DC, any superhero kind of things, if you are a fan of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, you have to watch Luke Cage and anticipate Iron Fist as well. By the end of me talking this, I will give you my rating for the series, but for now, I just want to tell you the pros and cons, and I think I will go for the pros more than the cons because honestly I couldn't find a lot of cons here. And now I'm gonna go with the spoilers. So guys, if you haven't seen the series, go watch it first before watching this. So spoiler ahead, stop here, go watch it, yeah, and watch me then. So as I said from the start, the trailer gave me a different tone from the actual series. I thought it would be action-paced, like full action, Luke Cage destroying the whole Harlem there, but that didn't happen! So if you have been expecting the same, I think you have been disappointed just a bit. But however, the drama in it, the slow pacing was really good quality with really awesome like dialogues and monologues there that I enjoyed so much. However, I have to mention that there were some like really slow paced moments with Misty Knight. She's a character in the series and I didn't understand why. For me, a person who haven't read anything about the comics, I didn't understand why. But if you didn't know this, and I didn't know this at the start until I started searching more about Luke Cage, Misty Knight is actually a superhero, and that's why the series gave her like more attention from other characters. Divided her and gave her these moments where we can see how she grew as a hero or how she developed as a hero. So that's one interesting thing, because if you don't know about Misty Knight and like me, you would like guess why? I don't understand why so much more attention to Misty Knight than Luke Cage or any other character in the series. Talking about the superheroes, I have to mention the villains as well. We have couple of villains in this series, and like the series is short but we have so many different villains. I think that's good and bad. The good about it is that we have so many different characters with so many different history and like motifs that were really interesting, because every character had his story and we could have seen the story throughout the series and understand why and where they come from. The bad thing about it is that once you get attached to that like villain or hate him, he's gone. Easy mode. For example, Cottonmouth, he was at the start of the series and he got so much attention with his past and whatnot. I became like really familiar with him, and the moment I became familiar with him, it's time to say goodbye. And I actually didn't understand him as a villain. I was like, he's not scary, he's more like a businessman than a villain. Like, why the hatred, bro? But then we come to understand that there are some issues with him in the past when he was young, and he was very talented and he couldn't like go with his talent. He had to go this tough gangster life ahead of him, and that destroyed him entirely. So he's kind of a human being. Then we have Diamondback that appears from nowhere and he's so badass. He actually is the only person that can defeat Luke Cage, and he tried on so many levels but failed on so many levels, and then by the end he appeared with this kind of suit that was a bit funny for me because I couldn't understand him seriously with that suit. He was so much more terrifying for me honestly when he was like wearing the jet black suit. So he came, shook Luke Cage's life, and then he was gone. Then we have Mariah. She was there from the start, but she was like a businesswoman. She was a politician. She wanted to do or make a change. So I guess she was like good and bad. Then she went downhill and became total badass. Now every villain would like listen to everyone around him, and even the heroes, Luke Cage. You have always these dialogues between people, and the characters are affected by these dialogues. The villains are affected by other like people or other villains that tell them what to do. For example, when it comes to Mariah, she wouldn't have been able to accomplish what she accomplished in the last like 2-3 episodes of the series without Shade. Now, if you don't know who Shade is the guy who smirks the whole series. He always has a smile on his face. Like, kills people with a smile, be serious with a smile, and everything else. Yeah, he thinks he's the Joker, I think. But he's a really likable character. From the start, I was like totally gravitated towards his mysteriousness. Now that I mentioned everyone, I should maybe mention like 2 more people that are very important in the series. The first person is actually the protagonist of the series, and that's Luke Cage. The reason I didn't mention him from the start is that I don't have a lot to say about Luke Cage, except that he's so badass. Luke Cage's character did develop within the series, however, he was like back and forth. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but at the same time, he was the one person that was struggling the most in the series. He had these superhero powers that he didn't want, but he didn't know how to use, but then by the end he saw that he can use it in good. And then he had this character Pop, who actually affected him when he died, and he told him never back, go forward. So he decided to just keep moving forward and never look back. He wanted in so many levels to like just go away and forget all about it, but every time there is like a human being asking help from Luke and he's back at it again. So basically I think he was always trying to forget his past and like go away from his past, and he called himself Luke Cage even though that wasn't his name from the start. But then we find out, even though with the powers and everything, he is struggling a lot. He is full of anger and hatred, but also full of sadness. At the moment when he decided to just forget all about Harlem and all the people there and just go away, we have Claire. She came to the rescue. I feel like she's always there to rescue someone. Whenever someone is down, every hero is down, she's there. She knows how to like fix them immediately. Which reminds me a lot of a person in Batman v Superman. Pop did motivate Luke Cage, but it didn't last long. Somehow the weight of it just faded, and he wanted to move on until Claire came and always kept reminding him that all the people there, all the innocent people need his powers, need his help. And that's what happened throughout the series. Luke Cage come to the rescue, but only because of Claire's help. So I think Claire is actually the reason for Luke Cage's development into like a total badass hero. The last thing I want to mention for today is actually the soundtrack in the series, which was totally amazing. Honestly guys, it is something that fits Harlem so much, and all of these blues and jazz and even hip hop and rap, it all depicts Harlem and every black person that I actually never met a black person, but every black person that I've ever seen on TV or anywhere else, yeah. So that's my opinion. I really enjoyed the series. I finished it in a couple of days, and the one thing that I missed are the actions. Even though when we had action with Luke Cage, it was so totally natural and normal, like a human being fighting. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I mean that even the girls, when they were fighting, it was so plausible, and I like that about Netflix series. With Daredevil we had the same, like you can see every punch, you can see the weight of every punch and every like push or anything like that. So yeah, it's not like people are flying around and doing massive destruction. It's totally plausible, as I said. That's my opinion about Luke Cage. If I have to rate it from like 1 to 10 or from 0 to 10, I would give it 8.5 because I usually don't give series more than 9, and also Daredevil is better in my opinion. That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts, Bunny Girl's thoughts about Marvel's Luke Cage. If you want to share your opinion, leave a comment below, and also like this video for more. Thank you so much for being here. Stay awesome, Bunny Girls out. Bye!